came to give you an address from the political prisoners held captive in the dungeons of the United States. They do not want me to give you this address because they do not want our South African brothers to know that there are black political prisoners here in the United States. Brother, comrade Nelson Mandela, on behalf of my brothers in prison, on behalf of the Puerto Rican nationalistas, on behalf of the Native American political prisoners, and on behalf of the white American political prisoners, I say to you, brother, we love you and we will not give up the fight. 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 Amendment! Amendment!
One of the things that we really have to do is we have to understand that we are living in a police state. We are seriously living under democratic fascism, where the delusion or the illusion of the vote doesn't remove the fact that to the government, every American citizen is a potential terrorist. I'm moving into the house and I drive around the back and I come into the house and I bring some boxes. This is the first time I'm coming to the house. I bring some boxes in. And I go upstairs and I open up the shades and I look out on the lawn and there's police out on the lawn with their guns drawn, coming towards my house. Of course, you know, law looks out for babies and fools. And I, as a fool, thought they must have been chasing someone through my backyard, because otherwise, why would they be approaching my house with their guns drawn? So I tapped on the window and I asked the police officer, I said, "Excuse me, officer, you know, what's happening?" He said, "Come downstairs." I came downstairs, stepped outside, and I was promptly accosted by the police. One physically twisted my arm while the other one talked to me and searched me. Then they made me sit down on my own stoop. And after a moment, they searched the house, and the house was absolutely empty, but one of the cops, one of the officers yelled, "There's somebody else in the house," at which point they picked me up by my arm, behind my back, body slammed me into the concrete, and handcuffed me. And subsequently, they found out that there was nobody else in the house, that I was, in fact, moving in, which I told them. I told them from the beginning I got the key, that's why the doors are open, etc. And after they finished uncuffing me and tearing up my wrist and bruising my shoulder and my arm. One of you is a potential terrorist. You're not a potential contributor to the common weal, to the betterment of society.
The reason why the police said that they came to my house is that they had a report that there was a burglary in progress. And the way they treated me, I asked them, I said, you know, is this appropriate behavior for the police to come and investigate a burglary? That you come in, you just handcuff them, body slam them onto the ground, cuff them, and then when you find out that this is a person moving into the house and everything they said was true, then you take the cuffs off and you go away. I mean, this is how you treat a 70-year-old man in the black community.
It was all caught on tape. We begin tonight with cell phone video that appears to show Clayton County Police roughing up a senior citizen at his own home.
Now, we first told you about this story late last week. Police responded to a burglary call, but the man who ended up in handcuffs was just moving in. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us now with our top story. Angelique?
Good afternoon. You know, attorneys for this 69-year-old man say they thought the police response was not only excessive but unjustified. They say they didn't realize there was a videotape of this incident until they actually got out and started working the neighborhood. They've had this tape for about 48 hours, but clearly they believe it supports their client's story.
Pushed face first into the concrete very aggressively.
You are looking at cell phone video of Clayton County Police appearing to slam handcuffed resident Dhoruba bin Wahad to the ground on his own front porch. Police responded to West Downing Court because neighbors reported someone suspicious inside the normally vacant house.
We have an in-progress break-in here.
Can you give me a description of who's breaking in?
Black male, driving a red Durango.
Turns out Mr. bin Wahad was moving into his newly rented home when he says he saw officers approach with guns drawn.
I assumed, apparently incorrectly and naively, that they were pursuing someone on foot that had fled through my yard, and I was unaware of it. I thought that's why they had their guns drawn.
Mr. bin Wahad said when officers came to his door, he complied with everything they asked of him, telling them his name, offering his ID, and insisting he was supposed to be there.
The way they treated me, I think, is indicative of how the police behave in the black and poor communities.
3 officers described Mr. bin Wahad as extremely hostile in their written reports, but the video, which does not include sound, appears to tell a different story.
The officers used terms like uncooperative, didn't want to come out. Mr. bin Wahad was argumentative. These are reasons for the conduct that was taken of throwing Mr. bin Wahad down against the concrete head first.
Now, attorneys for Mr. bin Wahad actually filed that official complaint late this afternoon. The police department tells us they have no comment, but community activists say they will not let this go. They are now planning a rally for Thursday. They plan to march on the Clayton County Police Department. Reporting live in Jonesboro, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5.
The police should be servants of the people and not the people subjected to the police power.